Assessing business-wide risks. Implementing a risk-based approach, conducting a comprehensive MLFT business risk assessment. An essential initial step in implementing a risk-based approach, RBA, for anti-money laundering, AML, and counter-financing of terrorism, CFT, is conducting a thorough MLFT business risk assessment. This assessment allows financial institutions, FIs, to identify, assess, and understand the risks associated with money laundering, ML, and terrorist financing, TF, within their entire business operations. The purpose of this process is to enhance the effectiveness of MLFT risk management by identifying inherent risks, evaluating the effectiveness of internal controls, and determining any residual risks or gaps that need to be addressed. Key steps in conducting an MLFT business risk assessment. 1. Identification of inherent risks. Scope of assessment. The first step involves identifying the inherent MLFT risks that the FE faces across all business lines and processes. Inherent risks are those that exist before any control measures are implemented. Risk factors. The assessment should consider key risk factors, including customers, products, services, and transactions, delivery channels, geographic locations, any other relevant factors. 2. Assessment of risk mitigation controls. Control measures. Based on the inherent risks identified, FIs should assess the nature and intensity of the controls needed to mitigate these risks effectively. Resource allocation. The level of inherent MLFT risks influences the type and level of AML-CFT resources and strategies that FIs must deploy. The goal is to reduce these risks to a manageable level, known as residual risk. 3. Residual risk assessment. Determining residual risk. Residual risk refers to the level of risk that remains after effective control measures have been applied. FIs must evaluate whether the residual risk falls within their risk appetite. Additional controls. If the residual risk exceeds the FE's acceptable risk threshold, additional control measures must be implemented to bring the risk to an acceptable level. 4. Selection of assessment models and methodologies. Methodology choice. FIs may choose from various models or methodologies for analyzing MLFT risks, depending on the nature and size of their business. Frequency of assessment. The frequency of MLFT business risk assessments should be determined by the FE, with a general recommendation of conducting them at least annually. However, more frequent assessments may be required depending on the specific circumstances. Documentation and approval. The chosen methodology and frequency should be documented, approved by senior management, and communicated throughout the organization. 5. Incorporation of risk elements. Likelihood of occurrence. Assess the probability of identified inherent risks occurring. Timing of risks. Consider the timing and potential onset of these risks. Impact assessment. Evaluate the potential impact of these risks on the organization. 6. Classification and prioritization of risks. Risk categorization. The results of the assessment should classify identified risks into categories such as high, medium, or low. Some FIs may use additional categories like medium-high or medium-low. Resource prioritization. This classification assists FIs in prioritizing their MLFT risk exposures, enabling them to allocate resources effectively and apply risk-proportionate mitigation measures.